Think Big, Act Bigger, Million Dollar Habits, The 4-Hour Work Week, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, and Think and Grow Rich are all books I think you should read if you're either an entrepreneur, frugal with money, or just in the business field at all. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Sean. I do finance, stock market, and apparently book videos now. No, I'm just joking. If you've checked any of my older videos out, you would have seen that I said something like, I swear I'm going to be making non-stock market related videos soon. Well, the time has come. These books are business related though, so we aren't straying too far away from that. So over the past couple years, I've picked up the habit of reading on the regular, and I found it to be very beneficial. Go figure. So in the last 6 months, I've read around 12 books, which I know for some people is not a lot of books, but for some other people, that's more books than they've read in 12 years. It has been said that if you read around 30 minutes to an hour per day for a whole year, then you read around a book a week. And that's anywhere between 50 and 52 books a year. Half of the adults in the US only read 5 books or fewer in the whole year. So my thoughts on it are, if you don't think you're going to gain an edge on your competition in your specific field or on half of the US population by keeping up with that reading habit, you're simply wrong. We fast forward 10 years, you've read over 500 books. To get a PhD at a major university, you have to read and summarize anywhere between 40 and 50 books. So what I'm saying is that you would be getting the equivalent of a PhD in the specific field you are reading about. And technically, it only takes 3 books to become an expert on this topic, and about 100 books to know everything important on the subject. That is, if you're actually understanding all the information that's being presented to you. But anyways, let's get started into the list of books. Let's go from number 5 and work our way down to the number 1 spot. Starting out with the number 5, we got I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. Nothing against this book about being in the 5th spot. It's actually got a lot of great information about how to get rich by doing simple things. The biggest tip I took away from this book had to deal with credit cards and credit score. Now, I don't want to give away too much information, but I will tell you this. If you have a credit card, get to know all the benefits that come with the card. Use them. Ask for a higher credit limit. If you're a student, always, and I mean always, pay your balance before the payment date in full. In a really short summary of I Will Teach You to Be Rich, goes like this. This book is really good at pointing out the only person responsible for getting rich and managing your finances is you. The book is really good at helping you, or really telling you, how to save money on autopilot. Secondly, in the number 4 spot, we got Million Dollar Habits by Brian Tracy. If your plan is to become a millionaire, then this book will definitely help you guide you down the right path. When I read this book, I was in the beginning of my reading kick, and let me tell you, it really got me in the right mindset to go for my dreams of becoming a millionaire. I'd like to point out that I am not a millionaire yet, but the book just got me pumped for the future. In a really short summary of Million Dollar Habits, goes sort of like this. Your life today is the sum total of your choices, decisions, and actions up to this point. This book has a very simple setup from chapter to chapter, meaning that you don't really have to understand one chapter to read the next, which is really beneficial for someone who has a really busy business life and it can't really sit down from time to time and read. For the 3rd book in the 3rd spot, we have Think Big, Act Bigger by Jeffrey Hazlett, where it talks about the rewards of being relentless. This book is really just a great mindset book that helps you tap into your inner dialogue to tell yourself to act bigger. A common theme of the book is anything you do, you might as well be the best in it, or at least try to be the best, because the sheer act of you trying will train your brain to just become bigger and help you become more successful down the road because you've always thought of yourself being bigger. In a really short summary of Think Big, Act Bigger, to think big and act bigger, you need to identify and abandon your self-imposed barriers, end quote. This book teaches you how to identify your worst barriers and also some tips on how to get rid of them to become the bigger and better version of yourself. All right, so now we are into the final 2 books of the list. And let me just say, this list is put together very loosely. There really isn't an order for these books to be categorized in. I like all these books equally, and I just needed to set them up in a way where it kind of made sense in my head. And with that being said, the second spot has to go to The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss. Since this book is so big, I feel like I can talk more about it without giving away too much information. Unlike the other books so far, but I felt like this book is for the person who has a career that's already going, somebody that has a busy lifestyle that already as it is. This book is for somebody who thinks they can use their time better and just they don't know how to do it. This book gives a lot of great outsourcing tips and information about becoming more time efficient. Honestly, a great read if you're a busy business person, like most of us are. A really short summary of this book goes like this, and the summary comes from the site 4minutebooks.com. The 4-Hour Workweek is the step-to-step blueprint to free yourself from the shackles of a corporate job. Create a business to fund a lifestyle of your dreams and live life like a millionaire without actually having to be one. I couldn't have said it better myself. And lastly, coming in the number 1 spot, a classic book that my favorite high school teacher told me to read. You probably already know which one this is. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This book has been around for what seems like forever. It was published all the way back in 1937, but this information is timeless. As most kids did in high school, whenever my teacher told me to do something, I just never did it. I ended up reading this book not when Mr. Smith told me to, but years later when my roommate lent it to me. And finally, the last short summary. Before I get too far into the summary, it comes from the site njlifehacks.com and goes like this. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. When you begin to think and grow rich, you will observe the riches begin with a state of mind indefinite of purpose, with little or no hard work at all. So, to explain those last 2 books, I felt like those last 2 books deserved a more professional summary, considering I thought those 2 were the most beneficial out of this group. So that's why I actually took those from a website. Well, there you guys have it. The top 5 books I think you should read if you want to become a millionaire. These books have a lot of great information in it, and it has helped me out personally. If you guys happen to like this video, go ahead and drop a thumbs up. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys. Let me know if I should do another video like this. I got like 12 more books that I could do a video on to help others. I think there's a lot of really beneficial information in those books. Other than that, like I said, my name is Sean. I do finance, stock market, and now book videos. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.